Okay, so let's go ahead and make a few more tweaks. What I'm going to do is open up my object manager here, and we'll close up the big S, which is fine for now. And actually, let me go back here to object big S real quick. What I want to do for this particular surface, what we can do is just add a little more reflection to it. So I'm going to expand open the material here. Let's go down to reflection, and I'm going to bring the intensity up about 40%, something like that. Okay, just felt the reflection should be a little bit stronger on those, on that big S back there. Okay, and frankly, for the big disk, we could do the same thing as well. Go to reflection, and we'll bring that up. Great. So now those letters are actually reflecting in there. We don't have a lot in the scene just yet, but as we add more, they'll all reflect in there, and that's going to add to the elements, which is really nice. So we'll save the scene, and now we'll come back to the solution text. Open that up. And in here we've got our bend, and then our first rounding and our second rounding. Now remember, this first rounding is our bevel, and the cap is the front. This is back bevel and back. Okay, helps to name those. As soon as you start putting those materials on, you'll get confused. I know I will. So I want to put blue on the solution summit as well. The same blue. We're going to keep that very similar. So drop over here to the solution text, and there is our blue surface. Do a render. Looks really good. But what we're going to do for this is apply those tags the way we did earlier. Okay, so we'll select that. Let's come back and close this material so you can see. And for this bevel, I'm going to make that a much brighter blue, the way we did with this one. So I can take this guy here, copy, and paste it. So I'll just take this bevel here and I'll add it to the solution text as well. And then I want that to be just the bevel, so I'll take the bevel tag and drop it in selection. Now we've got a nice bevel on there. And if you want to see this one just a little bit closer, we can come in like this. And that's looking really nice, very high reflection on there. It's looking really good. And that's what we're after, just something like that. Now the bevel itself could be a little more reflective as well, because don't forget we changed the other surface. The bevel could be really reflective, even more than the sides. So we'll go back to reflection, and let's bump that up to about 75%. And we'll do the same for this one here. Looks good. Do another quick render. Yeah, nice and reflective there. And actually, might want to change that brightness. I think I overdid it with the brightness on that material. And I can double click this to open it up. And we can come down to diffuse values, and we can bring that illumination back down. That'll help the reflection show up a little bit better. There we go. Very nice. So we got some nice reflections in there. We're going to need some more light, but I like the amount of metallic red, not overdone, not too much. Looking pretty good. Now for the big S itself, we can actually fade that out just a little bit if we wanted. But I like it bold, because don't forget, we're going to take that solution text and we're going to be rotating that as well. So at certain points, we're going to be over here like this. So you want that to stand out, but you can see on the side here we have some nice reflections going. All right, so everything's coming along. Let's go ahead and make some other elements, and then we'll start getting some animation going. And all I'm going to do for the other elements is take this big text here. I'm going to undo so we get back. And I'm going to Command-C to copy, or Control-C on the PC, Command or Control-V to paste. And this is text copy. Okay? And for that one, we're going to move it forward like this, just kind of into the camera view. And I'm going to scale it up. Just about like that. Now this guy can also still rotate. Remember, it was a copy. So that's just going to rotate right in front of us. Very, very slow. So we set up our animation. That's just going to be moving right along. Can even just come down, but this is going to be very subtle. We're not going to really see much of the font. You might not even know what it is. But the idea here is that you are using these elements just for added interest. Just be passing right by you. Okay? And it's okay that the surface is the same. It just needs to be not as strong. So the way we're going to do that with this text copy is to right click, and now we're going to add another tag. And over here, let me see if I can get these all in view for you. They're hanging off the screen. I'm going to try this. I'm going to come way over here. There we go. There's a number of other tags you can add to that particular object. So in this particular case, we are going to go down to display. That guy right there. Okay, and we add a display tag to the text copy. We can put on different types of shading with this, a level of detail if we want, but all we want really now is some visibility. And I'm going to take visibility down to about 30%, 20-30%, something like that. Do a render, and now you can see that I have very soft values there. Sort of transparent, but just a very different approach to it. Okay, and again, we're going to add a little bit more light to the scene, and those could probably even be a little bit less. Try it 10%. And Command R to render. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, just a little bit in there. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay. So at this point, we need to add a little more lighting to start seeing our other objects in the scene. Okay. We want these to be out of range a bit. And again, these are going to be blurred, just kind of moving in front, soft, transparent. That's all you want. But now we need to add some background elements as well. So move on to the next video. We'll add background and some lights.